Hello, welcome to another video, and in this video I'm going to be talking about the two types of camouflage in, well, two types of... Oh, that's an interesting one actually, because you wouldn't call it types, you would call it... I'm not sure what you would call it. I'll call it variants. Two types of variants of camouflage in the Australian Defence Force. And the first one, well, it hasn't got an official name in the retrospect of what I'm trying to explain it as, which is kind of confusing, but I think you'll understand it when you see it. But I'm going to call it organic camouflage for the time being, or DPCUs, Disruptive Passive Camouflage Uniform, or OzCam, which is just Australian camouflage, as it is unique to Australia. And the second type of camouflage is digital camouflage. And this video is mainly going to be about why I think digital camouflage is not a good idea for fighting in the rural environment. See, here is the DPCU, or organic camouflage. As you can see, it is made up of 5 colours and is spaced out in lots of random kind of jelly bean blobs all over the jacket. And it looks quite organic, I think, and fits in quite well with the Australian bush, which is where the ADF is really, you know, fighting. Well, they're not fighting there now, but it's their kind of home colours, I suppose you could call it. Anyway, so that's the DPCU, organic camouflage. Fits in well with nature. Now, the second type of camouflage, digital camouflage, I'll show you some photos of that now. Yeah, that was digital camouflage. And as you could see, it was very rigid, computerized, and not organic. You see, this is unique. This fits in with nature because it's unique, and nature is unique. Nothing in nature is the same. Digital camouflage is all the same. And I think if I was invading Australia, and there was a skirmish in the outback in the bush, and I was the enemy, I think I would easily see digital camouflage moving compared to organic camouflage moving. And that's the thing. I just don't think the square, rigid lines and the geometric feel to it is going to work in the natural environment of where most of today's battles are taking place. Because you've also got the rural environment, which is, when you weigh up the quantity, there's a lot more forest land than cities, but cities sometimes have far more strategic value than forest land. But that goes beside the point that I don't think digital camouflage will work well in a rural environment, where quite a lot of the fighting takes place, as I've said before. Simply because it's rigid, it's uniformed, it's structured, and it's not organic enough to fit in with the rural kind of feel, the organic feel, the uniqueness of nature, pretty much. I think it will be very easy to distinctly see a moving heptagon in a bush compared to a moving squiggle and squash of just colour. But saying that, I feel it would work very well, perhaps in an urban environment. Because, of course, urban environments are built up. They're structured buildings. In cities, they're structured buildings that have rigid foundations and are normally all uniformed and in the same kind of, there's roads and there's straight lines and it's all jig-jagged, and the urban fighting environment, I think, would suit well with digital camouflage compared to organic camouflage. But the thing is, the colours of the digital camouflage that you just saw, and I'll show them again, those colours wouldn't go well in an urban environment because, you know, it's a city of grey, especially if you're in Scotland. Everything's grey in Scotland. You're in a city of grey, and then suddenly you see this brown, this green, this light green, this dark green, and it's completely destroyed. I mean, this is basic military camouflage stuff. You need the same color as your surroundings, which is why when you're fighting in the bush, you use this. But yeah, there you go. That's why I think that digital camouflage will not work well in the rural environment, but it would work very well if used in the correct colors and mediums in the urban environment.